cool. Alright, see if we can get the stream up. Hopefully it's not too far from starting. Yep, there is the Formula Endurance. Yep, and there is my voice. Perfect. And there's the stream as well. And there's the chat, of course, on the right hand side. Perfect, so the stream is working, the chat is up, and we're all set to go. That is good indeed. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to round 4 of the Formula Endurance Championship here on Race Spec Esports. I'm KD1997, your temporary commentator for tonight, and this time we are racing at the world famous Circuit de Monaco for the Monaco Grand Prix. Yep, it's definitely going to be an interesting one for sure for tonight. So, this track consists of about 3.3 kilometers long, with only a single DRS zone that leads down the main straight that leads to Saint-Devote. Of course, with this track, this track is noticeably, obviously, one of the toughest racetracks on the modern Formula 1 schedule, consisting that we have a bunch of concrete barriers that lie every single part of the racetrack here in Monaco. So the cars will have to deal with that, and of course dealing with the excruciating 78 laps. Yeah, 78 laps. Yeah, it's gonna be a very long one here for tonight. So if you want to know more about this racetrack, this track was first introduced in 1929. It was actually first introduced into Formula 1 in 1950. Has been home to the Monaco Grand Prix ever since then. So yeah, with this track you got the cars going from Saint-Devote up through Beau Rivage, then going through the Casino Square, then down towards Mirabeau, then to the lowest hairpin, the slowest hairpin and the slowest corner of the racetrack, and of course on the modern Formula 1 schedule. They will then dip down towards the Mediterranean Sea near the tunnel, then go through the Nouvelle Chicane, then through the notorious fast section known as the swimming pool chicane, and then of course into the tie right-handers of Rascasse and Antoninos. So yeah, the drivers will have to be on their toes here for tonight here in Monaco. Now, before we go fully focusing into the quali session, there is a little bit of news to go through. First, from last week's race in Canada. And a couple of incident reports, both by the same driver. One of the incidents between Banana Kepa and Jin Bin. That was resulted in Jin Bin gaining a license point for a contact he had with Banana and taking a position. The other one was a 5-second time penalty for Jin Bin and a license point, so he accumulates 2 license points from the race. And if I can go over the results, I don't think that really changes much of that. So looking at the Drivers' Championship, currently it is Plebs leading on 85 points, followed by Spicy with 70 points, so 15 points separating the top 2. Then it's Bags Liddell in 3rd with 40 points, followed by Lane Everingham in 4th with 39. Jin Bin in 5th with 34. Banana K-Pie in 6th with 30. Steely in 7th with 29. Slammer X in 8th with 21. Rijin tied with Prezzo with 20 points in 9th and 10th place. Constructors Championship, Alfa Romeo leading on 114 points, followed by Red Bull Racing on 90 points in 2nd place. Then it's AlphaTauri in 3rd with 40. Actually, all even in 40 with McLaren and Aston Martin for 3rd place. Next is Williams in 6th with 39, followed by Mercedes AMG with 28 points. Then it's Alpine in 8th with 21. Haas win 9th with 14, and then Ferrari with a great 0 points into their docket. And now that we've gotten that out of the way, we can now focus on our qualifying session. Hello ACW, how come race time is at 9? I think it's because, if I remember seeing the chats, that some people wanted it to be at night, so that's basically the reason why. And make it rain. It would be Not so. Oh, hello. That's not ideal for a McLaren. That was. I think it was Jinbin that lost it there. Yeah. That lost it. It was right behind a car. I think it was on a lap as well, from what it looked like. And he's going to miss the end plate. And there's an AlphaTauri that is parked at Raskas. I think that was Ghost Rider that was doing that. Anyway, we've got some times on the board as well. Riz and Sean currently leads the way with a 1:11.205. Then it's Mighty Wombat in second. My America Series Tier 1 teammate, who's driving an Aston Martin for tonight, currently sits second with a 1:12.1. Then it's Lane Abraham in third with a 12.6. Then it's Prezzo with a 1:13.6. I think he did that on the medium tires. Yes, of course he did. So, yeah, that's he's the only driver. Oh, I think I love controller just at the wall there. But anyway, he's still in quality. He's currently staying with a 1:14.3. Then it's Ghost Rider, the driver that we saw go off at Raskas with a 1:27.2. As Bags Liddell now goes to second with a 1:11.438. Let's see here, Steely. Looks like he's about to finish his flying lap, and I forgot to do the other bits there. Mini-map, timing board, and everything. Steely goes back to the pit. Seems like he wasn't too pleased with his lap, I guess. It's Spicy. Looks like he's on an out lap at the moment. Racer 8720, a new driver I think I've seen. We've got quite a few reserves, I think, from what I've seen so far. Yeah, because there was a lot of dropouts from the full-time side of things. Anyway, we'll see how the race goes for them for tonight. Anyway, one of the championship contenders, Spicy, is about to get ready for a lap. We'll take advantage of him, give you a lap guide here at Monaco. Down the main straight, DRS wide open, the only DRS on the racetrack. Racing speeds of about 278 kilometers an hour. Through turn 1 of Saint-Devote, up the hill through Beau Rivage. And then up towards turn 3, brings it down to 5th gear. Gently on the brakes, gently on the throttle as it goes through the Casino Square. And then back down towards Mirabeau. Hard on the brakes, down to 2nd gear. And then makes his way into the lowest hairpin. The slowest corner on the Formula 1 calendar, makes his way around lowest hairpin. 1st gear, keeps it in 1st, then short shifts up to 2nd. Through Mirabeau 2, through Portier, now through the tunnel section, one of the other fast areas of the racetrack, through the right-hander of turn 9, then heading up towards the Nouvelle Chicane of turns 10 and 11, 3rd gear, clips the apex there. He's got Alpine in front. Hopefully he'll get out of his way as he now makes his way up towards turn 12 to back, hugs the inside apex through the swimming pool chicane, the fastest part of the racetrack. 4th gear all around there through the swimming pool complex. Now it's a Raskas. 2nd gear, maybe missing the apex just a little bit, and then through the final corner of Antoniano, through turn 19. Opens DRS for the final time, crosses the line to set a 1:10.2, and clears Richard Sean by a second. Well, a second in that lap. A very quick lap indeed from Spicy. Jinbin looks like he's on a proper lap now. Let's see what he does. He makes his way up to the Nouvelle Chicane, 3rd gear. Entry speed was about nearly 280 kilometers an hour as he makes his way towards to back. 5th gear, again like we saw from Spicy, hugs the inside apex to back as Bags Liddell has retired from the session. So it looks like he is not going to further go forward, I think. They must have done that in the pit line, I think, because I don't see any other yellow flags. Jinbin will cross the start-finish line to set a 1:10.5. The 2nd driver to crack into the 1:10s, but he's just missed out by about nearly 3/10 of a second, over 3/10 of a second rather, to Spicy. Mo's getting ready as well. He's on a flying lap. Steely in the Alfa Romeo. He's coming through the 1st sector as well. Kickbutt Kiwi looks like he's about to cross the line, and we'll set a 1:15.7. Puts himself up into 11th place. Yellow flags are out. That probably will be for most, I think. Or it might be for Jinbin, I think. Just getting out of the way. That was Jinbin, I take that back. Sean getting ready. Mighty Wombat looks like he's on a flying lap. See what he does here. He comes up towards through Mazanet and then through the Casino Square. What will the clock say for the Aston Martin driver? Clock says he's up only by 26 thousandths of a second, making his way through Mirabeau and then up to the Lowe's hairpin. 2nd gear, Doesn't bother going down to first, unlike what we saw from Spicy. But he short shifts up to third gear, but he's just trying to find as much trash as he possibly can. Makes his way around Portier. Then through the tunnel. Very fast. Entry speed would be probably about nearly 282 kilometers per hour, making his way through the Nouvelle Chicane. Now heading up towards Tabac, the quick left-hander. What will the clock say for him now? Clock says he's up, but still not by much, only by nearly a tenth of a second. Fourth gear through the swimming pool complex, heads up to the now Raskas, and then he's got one more corner to negotiate, and that would be Anthony Notes. Third gear then goes up to fourth, over to DRS, across the start-finish line, will set a 1:11.6. He found half a second on that lap. I don't think, though, he did enough to gain a position, so he'll stay where he is. And thank you, Lane, by the way. So it is dry for the race, according to him. So no wet weather interference will be happening for tonight. Alright, Plebs, our current championship leader, leading Spicy by 15 points right now in the championship here in Formula Endurance, making his way through Saint-Devote. Little bit of a wiggle I see there coming out of turn 1, heading up through Beau Rivage, now up towards Mazenay. Now it took his, maybe a bit wide there through Mazenay. Now through Casino Square, fifth gear. Doesn't bother going down to fourth. Interesting. Round Mirabeau, up towards now Lowe's Hairpin. Second gear. Keeps it at second, modulates the throttle, very nice. Like Mighty Wombat, he went from second to third as he invalidates by cutting way too much of Mirabeau 2. So that will mean that his lap will have to basically not count, so he'll have to try again, of course. Or, well, not count. I don't know where on earth I was going with that. Clean break. He's up by over 2/10 of a second to the first sector. Oh, but he spins as well in the middle of the road, out of the exit of Mirabeau. Goes onto the bit of the leaves there on the right-hand side. But he keeps it. Ooh, hello. There was a Red Bull there too. That might have been Prezzo there. Thankfully, he was on an outlap. He's done also 4 laps on those medium tires as well, I've just noticed. Maybe he's just doing a bit of practice runs, I guess. Well, he is now on the soft compound tire, I see. So he'll be getting ready very shortly. Let's see. Plebs will be going again. I don't think there's too many people out and about. My Wombat's done 3 laps on those soft tires, so he hasn't gone to any other set. So he's probably my guess is that he's going to be saving one of those tires for the race, I'd imagine. Alright, clean break. Looks like he'll be going again. He's got the RS wide open. What will the entry speed be? Entry speed 280 kilometers an hour as he heads up Beau Rivage. As he makes his way now towards Mazenay. Doesn't bother going up to 7th. Keeps it at 6th at the entry of Mazenay. Now down to 4th as he makes his way through the Casino Square. What will the clock say? He is up by just over 3/10 this time. Unlike last time, he was up by just over 2/10 of a second. So he found a little bit more time in that first sector. Heading through Portier. Now making his way through the tunnel. And then he'll reach over to the Nouvelle Chicane. Entry speed 282 kilometers an hour as he makes his way through the Nouvelle Chicane. Third gear, then short shifts up to 4th on the exit of the Nouvelle Chicane. Heading through Tabac as Plebs now goes to 3rd with a 1:11.1. As Clean Break is now up by just over a 10th and a half, so he's lost a bit of time in that middle sector, just a little bit of time. Through Raskas and bails out of the lap, so he's not going to continue on. He's still got about 5 minutes left, so he's got plenty of time. Plus apparently purple to the first sector. Interesting. Prezzo, he's up by about over 6/10 of a second. He invalidated, it looks like his first lap, and it looks like he's ruined this one. As he lost the back end there coming up towards Lowe's Hairpin. Yeah, the back end just did not want to cooperate. So that lap will be definitely not going to stand for sure for the Red Bull driver. Lane looks like he's peeling back into pit lane. Currently sitting 7th with a 1 minute 12.167. And decides that, you know what, we'll just retire instead. He's happy where he is from the way it looks. I think Slammer's just... Oh. Okay. I don't know why, for whatever reason, I was trying to scroll up, but I couldn't do so. There we go. Anyway, I was trying to see who was just at the lap. Well, we got yellows. That's for the other Alpine of Kickbutt Kiwi that's causing yellows there at Tebek. He's currently sitting 15th with a 1 minute 15.344. So far, there's only one driver that's yet to do a flying lap, and that is Wash Data in the Haas. Even though it's Monaco, though, it's still not bad, though, for attendance-wise. I will give the drivers fair credit for that, for sure. Let's see, Jinbin looks like he's bailed out of his lap, I think, or maybe he was on an out lap, I'm not sure. Looks like an out lap to me. Kind of forget that the out lap board does go off anytime they're getting through the middle sector. Looks like he'll be getting ready for his flying lap, but I think what will be probably his final flying lap as he makes his way through Saint-Devote. Up towards Beau Rivage, and then hanging up. Oh, I think he might have bailed. Yeah, he has bailed out of the lap. Because I noticed he went, yeah, he did. Yeah, because I noticed he went slowly there through Beau Rivage. You don't go that slowly. It's usually pretty flat until you get to Mazenay. Ah, that explains it. I didn't see that. So Watch Data wasn't in the session. Now he's back into the session. Money Wombat, he'll be getting ready soon, as I think someone just improved. That was Prezzo. He's just improved to 5th with a 111.242. So he's just put himself ahead of Riz and Sean by just about... Oh no, behind Riz and Sean, I should say, by about 4 100ths. He's just got himself ahead of Bags Liddell, I may add. Jinbin's invalidate, he won't have this lap count. Spicy looks like he'll be getting ready very shortly as well. Currently sitting on pole with a 1 minute 10.274. As Steely looks like he'll be getting ready for what will be his... Actually, no, he's about to finish his lap, I should say. Crossed the line just at a 1 minute 13.013. Puts himself up into 12th, ahead of Racer 8720. Money Wombat getting ready for what will be his final flying lap. Heading through Saint-Devote, 3rd gear, up to 4th on the exit of turn 1. Up Beau Rivage. And then we'll head up towards Mazenay. 7th gear, unlike what we saw from, I think, Cleanbreak, who was in 6th at the entry of it. 4th gear down to 3rd. It's short shifts, but he goes way too wide and hits the left side barrier, and he's lost a significant amount of time. Just went completely wide into the exit of Casino Corner. Or Casino Square, sorry. Goodness me, I'm getting my corners a bit mixed up there too. Spicy though, we'll get ready to get going. Jinbin has retired. Oh, that's a genuine crash actually. Oh dear, he has really binned it for sure. Jinbin has binned into the middle of the track at the exit of the Neuville chicane. So his quali is over. Best he can hope for a second. Spicy looks like he's bailed out of his lap, so that's him done with qualifying. Plebs, I think, will be getting ready. Yes, he is. For what will be his final flying lap, I think. 20 seconds to go. Well, actually, it's not, I think it is. Heading through Saint-Devote, up the hill towards Beau Rivage. Then it's a Mazenay. Yellow flags are out. That's just for a Red Bull getting out of the way of Spicy. Heading through Mazenay. Then Casino Square. 5th gear, down to 4th. Now it goes down towards Mirabeau. To the first sector split, he's up by a whopping half a second to the first sector. He's found a whole chunk of time around Lowe's hairpin. Then into now Mirabeau 2, and then into Portier. Uses the outside curve, then flicks the car through Portier. Very nicely done. Looked very controlled as well. Through the tunnel, now up towards the Neuville chicane. Entry speed, 283 kilometers an hour. Down to 3rd gear. Clips the inside apex there to the Neuville chicane. Gets a nice little exit there out of the chicane as well. Through to back. Clock says now, oh, he's lost time. He's about 410 stop, but he's lost about nearly a tenth on that sector. But he hits the wall there as well, coming out of the swimming pool complex. Now heading through Raskas. Then the final core of Anthony Notes. He'll get a bit of a tow, maybe from his teammate, down towards the line, and it's only third quickest still, with a 1:10.657. He improves on his time, but not enough to gain a position. So he stays third fastest. And Spicy, by doing just one lap, gets pole position here in Monaco with a 1:10.274. And beating out Jinbin's time by just about over 0.3 of a second. And the top three are the only drivers in the 10s as well. And there we are. Spicy on pole, followed by Jinbin, then Plevs, Ridge & Sean, Prezzo, Bags Liddell, Mighty Wombat, Lane Everingham, Clean Break, Slammers, Kickbutt Kiwi, Ghostfire, Steely, Racer, Most, Loy Love Control, and Wash Data, who didn't even do a lap time at all. Alright, so, race time. So yeah, like Lane said, it's just going to be dry for the race. So yeah, at least we won't have to worry about any sort of wet weather conditions. But even still, 70 laps around this racetrack is quite a task. It's going to be a bit of a long night for the drivers. It'll be a long night for me as well in the comm box. Although, thankfully, I am not driving. I was going to drive, but then, I mean, of course, I had a 9-hour shift that I dealt with from work. So, obviously, my legs are probably wouldn't be up to racing since I do race on wheel. And, well, that wasn't the only reason why I'm in here, but it's because Gares, like I mentioned, or if I did mention, I don't remember, but if I did mention it, he apparently was dealing with some internet issues, so hopefully he'll get that sorted maybe the next time for when we go to Japan. But yeah, anyway, I'm fine with just taking over for tonight. Doesn't matter to me. I mean, hey, I don't care about not racing here in this place. Although I bet some of the other drivers would feel the same way. Alright, so I think that said lap 38 to 66 is the pit window for softs to mediums? If I read that correctly, or was that mediums to hot? I don't know. I didn't quite catch all of it. But anyway, Spicy is going to be starting the hard compound tire, so he's going to be looking to go quite a distance on his first stint. Jinbin will start on the mediums, then Plevs as well. Ridge and Shaw will start on the hards. Prezzo's on the mediums. Same with Bags Liddell. Then it's Mighty Wombat who will start on the hard tire. Lane Everingham will start on the mediums. Clean Break will start on the hards. Slammer on the hards, then Kickbutt Kiwi on the mediums. Ghost Rider, Steely, Racer also on the hards, then Most on the mediums, then Oil of Control and Wash Data on the hards. So we've got, let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 drivers on the hards and 7 on the mediums. Right. Okay. As I think Oil of Control is not in the session. Yeah, he is not. I noticed that because the ghosting system is in effect for him. And that's honestly quite a bit of a gap. A little bit of a gap there between Whoever that Red Bull is there, that would be Prezzo in the back. He's quite a ways back from the rest of the pack. Guess he must have spun somewhere on his out lap. Steely has got disqualified from the formation lap for basically parking in the wrong spot. And Prezzo as well. Alright, so all of control will get into his grid slot. Same with watch data. And we'll get this race underway. Are the lights coming on at least? Alright, there it is. We've got 10 red lights. We'll use this onboard for now. We're underway here in Monaco. Nice start from Spicy. Nice start from Bags Liddell as they make their way up towards the first turn. Through Saint-Devote we go. Yellow flags are out at the back. Oh, dearie me. There's a car that's gone off. Lane Everingham has overshot the turn. I don't know if he got helped or not. And it looks like there's a slow-moving car in front of Prezzo who looks like he might be struggling. As they make the... Oh, contact! More contact between him and Ghost Rider. And contact as well between himself and... Oh, Prezzo's out already! He's crashed out at Casino Square. Oh, dear. And, of course, with this game, there is no safety car involved because the game is so broken. Prezzo did not last even 4 turns. He had no front wing, I think from the... He must have suffered it on the first lap. Oh, dearie me, as Jinbin sends it in on Spicy. But Spicy somehow keeps the position, gives it a bit of a wiggle, telling him he's not very happy for that send. Making the way through the swimming pool chicane. Spicy that leads, followed by Jinbin. Then it's Plebs, then it's Richard Shaw, then Bags Liddell. Oh, dear, I think there was a bit of lag there from somebody there. As the cars made their way through the final turn. Yeah, Prezzo, they're very unlucky there. Had damage on the first lap. Well, didn't even make it 4 turns with no front wing. Mario Wombat coming in the pits. He definitely suffered some damage on the first lap, unfortunately. Yeah, there was a lot of shenanigans that were going on the first corner as well. Lane also is going for front wing damage. You saw him as well the first turn. Had he overshot the corner and then hit the wall. I'm assuming he got helped from it. I just couldn't tell what happened. Especially with the stupid rubbish camera angles I get, or that everyone gets in this game if you're on spectator mode. Alright, so currently Spicy leads still. He's up by 7/10 to Jinbin, then it's Plebs, then Rich and Sean. So yeah. No safety cars are going to be in effect. Even if it's on, it doesn't even matter because the game is that broken. Richard Shaw still holding on for 4th. Bags Liddell, though, is trying to catch up to him. Clean break. Kipa Kiwi is... How many spots did he gain? He was at the back, I thought. He's gained up 4 spots. Racer has gained 6 at the end of the first lap. Kipa Kiwi started from 11th up to 7th. And then Racer started from 14th, he's up to 8th. Wow, superb starts. And Watch Day, who went from the back of the grid, he's up to 11th. Gee whiz. Who was that that's at the fast lap? That was Plebs. He did a 14.6. It's right now between him, Jinbin and Spicy fighting for the first 3 spots. Richard Sean right now is in 4th, but he's dropped back from the top 3 as Bags Liddell's trying to hang on to Rich and Sean. DRS is enabled as well, but it's only enabled for the first, for that one and only section of the racetrack, and that's the main straightaway. There is no other DRS zones to help you out here in Monaco. Through the swimming pool complex, Spicy leading for about half a second between him and Jinbin, making their way around the Rascas and then up to Anthony Notes as we begin lap 4 of a long 78 here in Monaco. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a long night here. Yeah, right. And the biggest lose out of this whole thing was well, besides Prezzo, well, oh dear, someone else has got damage too. I was about to mention the damage just from some of the cars. Oh, no. Most is taking a strategic stop. So he is going on from the mediums, I think, to a set of hards. Mighty Wombat now overtakes most. Yeah, Mighty Wombat also had to fall back onto the mediums since he didn't have any other tires to fall back on because he started on the hard compound tire. I was going to mention that he was the biggest loser out of it, and same with Lane Everingham, who suffered damage on the very first lap. But this is what happens in Monaco. That's the stuff you get in some aspects. As Jinbin kind of missed the apex a little bit there going through La Rascasse. He's got Plebs for company, but Jinbin will still maintain second thanks to DRS. As Plebs now sets a new fastest lap with a 1:14.337. Up towards Mazeney. As now Lane Everingham overtakes Most because I think Most has got damage to his front wing, and he does. No front wing on that McLaren. So he'll have to go back to the pits again and get a new front wing. After making a strategic stop, well, for his POV, well, never mind that. He has now crashed out at the back. He has now become our second retirement, and we've only done 5 laps of this place. We're down to 15 cars already. Anyway, like I said, I do praise the drivers at least trying. 78 laps around this place is absolutely not easy for sure. As now the car disappears. Spicy still holding on to the lead, about 8 tenths separating between himself and Jinbin. Making their way down the main straightaway towards the first turn of Saint-Devote. But of course not close enough to do anything. Around this track, of course, it's very difficult to pass. We all know this. We all know this from the times we've watched or raced around this racetrack. Literally, barely any spots to overtake. Actually, I take that back. The Slammer is now overtaking Wash Data for 8th place. Oh, Steely now will go down the inside. He's now gone ahead of Racer into 10th. Well, I guess I take back what I just said as Mighty Wombat now sets a new fastest lap with a 1:14.298. All the way down right now in 14th place. Yellows, as Racer has hit the barrier. He has a significant amount of front wing damage. So we'll have to go into the pits and get that fixed. Slammed head first into the wall at Mirabeau. Yeah. Quite unfortunate though. Through Mirabeau as Racer has now got himself a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. He's our first driver to get a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. As Jinbin is now losing a bit of ground to Spicy. Plebs is now on the back of the McLaren as they make their way through the tunnel up towards now the Neuville chicane. Yeah, he's just, you can't do anything here. You can try to send it in the Neuville chicane. I've seen it happen before, even in real life. I mean, the most recent I can recall that happening was when in 2019 Max Verstappen sent it on Lewis Hamilton at the Neuville chicane when we were down to the final laps of the race. Yellows are out. That's for Ferrari. That is clean break that is spun at the swimming pool complex, I think. But somehow he has a front wing, so he's gonna keep soldiering on. Yeah, this is like a true test of endurance for sure. Just driving around this place is an endurance enough. Of course, in the real life spectrum, we all know this as the three crown jewels of motorsport. Of course, with the likes of Le Mans and the Indianapolis 500. One of the most historical racing events on the schedule as most has left the session. Now, why it's become the Triple Crown of motorsports, racing gets another penalty, is just because, oh, his players nearly lost it there. Holy smokes. He was sideways there coming through the back as Racer has retired and unfortunately has had enough. He now becomes a third retirement after just 8 laps. Oh dear, oh dear. But yeah, it's just pretty much one of the more tougher events to go over. I mean, of course, Le Mans is the same story as well, as all of controls of the session. Indianapolis 500, of course, you're driving at a very high speeds at over 230 miles per hour through an oval, but yeah, even still, like, you're dealing with constant dirty air, you're dealing with fuel strategy, everything around Indianapolis. IMS is also a hard oval to attain, but it's an event that's been around for a very, very long time, of course. With the Monaco course, you're just dealing with frickin' the circuit itself, Circuit de Monaco, for 24 hours. And that is definitely not easy. Yeah, 24-hour races are definitely not easy for sure. Le Mans is one track, another one, of course, in IMSA with the 24 Hours of Daytona, another event that's very difficult to tame as well. Gives you a true test for prototypes and GT cars, as Slammer gets a 3-second time penalty. Well, yeah, of course, in Formula 1 we go to now a lot of street circuits nowadays, but the one street circuit that every driver would want to check off the list of any tracks they would want to win is this place. Just for how tough it is, and for how rich it is as well. Of course, this place is known for being one of the richest areas of Europe. Gets a lot of popularity as well. Yeah, with Plevs losing the back end through to back, he's lost time obviously to Jinbin and Spicy. So right now Jinbin's the only one battling it out with Spicy, but he wants to try to get by him as quickly as he can. But of course, on this occasion, he's not close enough to do anything. Can't really do too much unless you got momentum. That's the one thing you need around this circuit to try overtake is momentum. It's when you try to go down the main straightaway to turn 1. If the car in front of you for some reason makes a mistake, whether losing the back end or something, then use your time to strike. Try to go for the overtake. Well, we got the top 2 battling. We also have a battle still between Regent Sean and Bags Liddell. And then we got a little ones here and there. With Clean Break and Kickbutt Kiwi battling for 6, and then Steely and Steely might be. Oh, that's a bit close. Not close enough, unfortunately, for Steely. So it's and he bumps the back of the Alpine. 2 of the PC drivers coming somewhat in terms through Mirabeau and Lowe's. Somehow they don't really get into some sort of incident. Alright, 12 laps are done. Well, or at least we're on to lap 12 laps of 78. Still got a long, long way to go. 78 grueling laps. Up to Mirabeau now into the Lowe's hairpin. Spicy still maintaining the lead. Hasn't put one slip up so far. Top three haven't really put up a slip up, apart from Players when he did a little back end slide. As Mighty Wombat now overtakes Ghost Rider for 11th place. Ooh, as I think Ghost Rider also hit the wall there at Saint-Devat. Looked like he hit the wall, I think. Coming through there. Hey, Ferrari Pro, and yeah, Monaco at night. Yeah, no, it looks beautiful, I will say that. I'll give some credit to Codemasters. I think I have said this before, but whatever, I'll say it again. They do a good job, I will say, of looking at the layouts, or making the layouts of these certain street circuits. Monaco, I definitely say they do a really good job. Baku, Jeddah, you know, like some of the street circuits we've gone to in the calendar, they do look really good. Of course, though, with street circuits, they are very hard to tame sometimes. But yeah, out of all the street circuits, though, on the calendar right now, definitely Monaco is up there for the toughest street circuit in the pretty much the world, I'd say. Yellows are out. That is for... I think that was for Ghost Rider. The yellows were out at Saint-Devat. And it looked like he's understeering quite a bit. Can I see if he has prime damage? Not from what I could tell. Looks like he's fine. 1 second right now between Jinbin and Spicy. Spicy's starting to pull somewhat of a gap. But he needs to try to do it a little bit quickly. Of course. Making their way through Portier. And now down towards the tunnel. And now into the Nouvelle Chicane. 1 second still remaining between Spicy and Jinbin, as they make their way up towards to back. 1.1 seconds. Baxadell still within 6/10. Yeah, Bags can't really do too much. He's not close enough, only half a second behind. Oh. Let's see how everyone else is going behind. Clean break right now, 6/10 between himself and Kickbutt Kiwi. Up and over Beau Rivage. And then it's a Mazenate, Casino Square. Can't really do too much. For Mirabeau 2 into Portier, he's close. He's on the back of the Alpine, making the way up towards the Nouvelle Chicane. Plebs is actually now close back up. He's now under a second. Oh, what a deep send and contact! That wasn't really going to work between Clean Break and Kickbutt. He tried to put a big old send on the Alpine. He was nowhere near any sort of attempt to get him. I think he got away with no damage, and I could say the same with Kickbutt. Yeah, they both got away with it. Somehow out of all that. Jeez, that was a Massive send. Yeah, I have a feeling though it wasn't too much intense. I think maybe just clean break just completely outbroke himself, which of course is a very easy thing to do with this chicane. Nice little air shot as well, looking over the seaside here in Monaco, looking over the Mediterranean Sea harbor, making the way through Rascas up towards Anthony Nodes, and then around the final corner down the main straightaway. We'll begin lap 17 of 78. 62 laps to go. Through Mazenay, up towards now Casino Square. Can't do too much. Just stay behind. Bags Liddell still on the back of Ridge and Sean. As clean break now goes in the pits. Was it maybe for damage? Nope. This is a tactical stop from clean break. Out of the pits and away the Ferrari goes. So this way he will come out behind Mighty Wombat. And speaking of Mighty Wombat, he is on the back of Steely and Slammer, making the way up Beau Rivage, heading through Mazenay. Wombat trying to recover whatever positions he's lost after sustaining damage on the first lap. Yeah, he'll have to fall back on those hards soon, because obviously those memes will... Well, they're definitely not going to carry him to the end of the race. Obviously, we know that. Let's see, Plevs closed up. Looks like Jinbin's lost some time to Spicy. 1.1, still 1.1. I was going to say 1.2 if it did tick over, but it didn't tick over that. They through Lowe's. Left still right in the back of the McLaren and the Red Bull, who are just in front. Through Portier. Now up towards the tunnel. Jinbin trying to close up. Not close enough, obviously. The one thing you don't want to do with that Nouvelle chicane, you see that little orange part of the barrier? You do not want to turn it too early. If you do that, you will definitely sustain damage. Mighty Wombat now overtakes Steely. That was what happened at Stat Devots. He's now up into 9th place. His next target for him will be Slammer in the Alpine. Making the way up towards Mirabeau. Yeah, Mighty Wombat, as I mentioned, one of my teammate currently in the America Series Tier 1. Who was also last season's Drivers' Champion in Season 7. And we also won the Constructors too in McLaren. Hopefully we can do that for this season. Ooh, and a bit of a lock-up as well there for Mighty Wombat. Yeah, Spicy is in a really good position there, ACW. Holding on those hard tires. Showing he has a really good pace to just hang on the front. At least. See if Mighty Wombat can go for Slammer here. He is closer now. He's got DRS battery to play with. Looks to the right hand side. Tries to go down the inside. Contact. Nope, he cannot. He has to stay behind. There was a little bit of contact, and here comes Steely to get through. No, he cannot. He backs out of it. Wisely backs out. Mighty Wombat tried to go for the move there at turn 1, but he just didn't have enough. He didn't really have enough room there, did he? To try to overtake Slammer. Alright, meanwhile, Bags Liddell, a second behind Rich and Sean. Making the way through Anthony Nose. Oh, and the back end stepping out there as well. For Bags. Thankfully the car manages to stay pointed in the right direction. But he's lost a bit of time to Rich and Sean. See if he can close back up. Jinbin, meanwhile, still hovering somewhat with Spicy and... Yeah, he's just been hovering at least. It's just been the gaps have been hovering around between 7/10 or a second, separating those two. As Kleinberg now goes back into the pit line for a new front wing and a new set of mediums, so he sustained damage somewhere. Ghost Rider will now overtake him. Looks like Mighty Wombat might have lost a bit of time there to Slammer on this particular lap. Yeah, because now the gap is about 8/10. Through Mirabeau 2 and up towards Portier. See what Mighty Wombat does. Oh yeah, there's another thing I failed to mention as well. The ERS management here in Monaco is near impossible. It's very difficult to get that battery back up because you go through some of these areas so quickly, through some of these corners. You don't really have any particular heavy braking zones. The heaviest braking zones you really have are like here, like for Larascas, or Saint-Devad, or Mirabeau, or Los Hairpin. But they're slow corners, but they don't really require too much braking. Not a lot of them do. Up towards now Beau Rivage. You can see the flashing red light on the back of the Alpine as Bags Liddell and the other Aston Martin, the leading Aston Martin, gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. He must have cut way too much of the Neuville chicane, I reckon. That is also another thing easy to do as well, to accumulate a penalty. Lane Everingham now overtakes I Love Controllers AI at Casino Square. That is for 12th place. Meanwhile, though, top three is still close. 7/10 separating between Bags and Spicy as they are approaching now lapped cars in front of I Love Control and Lane Everingham. They got the blue flags indicated, so they will have to obviously get out of the way. Respectfully. Behind the blue flags, it looks like they're not doing so. Well, this is going to be creating a bit of a distraction there for Spicy. Yeah, this is going to be... that's the one thing I don't like in league racing, is that when there's lap traffic, even though ghosting is on, you still are obliged to obey the blue flags. Now they get out of the way. Lane does get out of the way at least. But I Love Controller does not. He doesn't obey... He doesn't necessarily obey the blue flags, as Kleinberg now sets the new fastest lap. There's good sportsmanship from Lane. I guess not so much though from I Love Controller. Oh, it's Lane. Jeez, looks like he was trying to send it there. Down the inside. He has a bit of a wiggle there. Making the way up towards now the chicane. Good dearie me, as Mercedes nearly puts into the wall there. Well, they're now literally inside each other. I didn't think that was that thing, unless, you know, I don't know. They were just bluffing stuff. Well, he's all over the back of the Mercedes-Benz, well, somewhat. Oh, now he's not ghosted anymore. Not ghosted anymore. Interesting there. Now Spicy laps Ghost Rider, and same with the top three. Baxter still trying to hang on as much as he possibly can to Rich and Sean. Mighty Wombat still in the back of Slammer. He can't really do too much. He just needs to find a good run to try to get by the Alpine. He's getting close to him at the Neuville chicane. He's looking, but doesn't commit. but he looks up the front left brake. They're heading for the Nouvelle Chicane. Up towards now Tabac. Out into the swimming pool complex. Oh, as I heard that scrape there from Slammer in the inside barrier. I don't know if he got away with it, but I'm guessing he did because he's not peeling into the pit lane. Volume 1 bet has DRS, Slammer does not. Here comes the Aston Martin. He now goes to the left-hand side, and he now takes 8th place, and I think he might have scraped the barrier whilst he did that. But regardless, he's still now ahead of the Aston Martin. He's now got the got a bit of clear track in front, so now he just needs to pull a bit of a gap between himself and Slammer. Watch Data and Kitbuck Kiwi, they are still close to one another. Making the way towards the Nouvelle Chicane. What does Watch Data do here? Doesn't really do anything, he's not close enough. Through the Nouvelle Chicane, now heading up towards the back. Now make the way up towards the swimming pool complex. Half a second, 4/10 separating these two. Ooh, as I think he hit the wall there, Watch Data. Into the edge of La Rascasse. Down the main straightaway, heading up towards the first turn. Not close enough to do anything. As Clean Break now gets a 3-second time. Penalty for multiple warnings. Dear, oh dear. Let's see how the top two are going. That's about half a second now. It's crept over that between Jinbin and Jinbin and Spicy rather, sorry. Although it's 7/10 between Jinbin and Plebs. Yeah, the top three are just separated by about 1.3 seconds, and then there's Richard Sean in fourth. 20.4 seconds separate between himself and Bags. Speaking of him, he's now in the pit lane. He'll get off of those mediums and go to another set of mediums. So he's going to go for a 2-stop. Right. And from the way it's looking, he will stay the way he is in 5th place. Doesn't really lose anything. He just loses time, but of course that's because of him pitting. Yellows are out in Sector 2. That is for Lane Everingham, I think. It is. At the entry of the Nouvelle Chicane, he's put it into the wall there somehow. But he gets going again. Sean's about to lap him very shortly. Oh dear, as I think... what was going on there between Clean Break and Ghost Rider? I don't know. Well, he's got now oil up controller to close in on him. Not close, obviously, to do anything. Lane now goes back into the pit lane. Yeah, he's not having fun. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, we're now on lap 27 of 78. Still got a long way to go. Hey, up towards now the Nouvelle Chicane. Up towards now Tabac. And then into the swimming pool complex. Plebs has lost a little bit more time, actually, to Jinbin. Jinbin does have a little bit of battery to play with, in his fairness. Spicy, though, gets a massive run compared to the McLaren. McLaren, though, is not close enough to attack. As Ghost Rider gets out of the way. Well, they are ghosted, to be fair. I guess I don't know why I should be making those noises. Hey, up towards Neuville chicane. No, he's not close enough. Yeah, he's not close enough doing there. Watch data. Whoa, gee whiz, there's Kipa Kiwi. Can't do anything there. Jinbin now has spinned. He has lost the lead there coming through the Nouvelle chicane. He's made a mistake, and Plebs now goes through. He's into second. So Jinbin has made a crucial error. He doesn't have any damage from what I can see to the car. But because of the mistake he made, he's now down to third, and more importantly, he's also lost any chance of fighting Spicy. Spicy now has a 2.5 second margin between himself and Plebs. Clean break has now got a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pits. Puts on a new front wing, and we'll put on another set of tires. We'll put on soft tires this time. Probably ACW. There's a good chance that Spicy could lap the top 3. As Baxter now sets fastest lap with a, what was that, a 13.5. Right now he's in a position to really get an undercut on Rich and Sean as we speak. But of course we'll have to make another pit stop to meet the 2 tire requirement. Watch data. Ooh, jeez. Trying to get by Kickbutt gets a good run, goes for the over-under, gets it done. Nice move from Watch Data. He's moved himself up to 7th. Mighty Wombat now trying to get involved as well. He's now behind another Alpine. This time it's Kickbutt Kiwi he is behind. Oh, gee whiz. I had to slam on the brake a little bit there, the brakes a little bit. Heading through Lowe's hairpin. And then through Mirabeau and then Portier. Watch this, breaking away from Kickbutt. Mighty Wombat needs to get by. And looks like, oh, he's trying to look, does he? Oh, he looks up. Not quite close enough to do anything. Well, there you go. Not quite close. Same song and dance as I've said in this race. I'm sounding like a broken record. You're close, but you're not close enough. Wombat needs a good run here. Doesn't really, I don't think. Not going to be close enough to get kicked. But locks up as well. But he gets a good run out of it. Oh, contact between the 2. He tried to thread the needle there through Beau Rivage. I don't think that was going to work either way. He backs out of it as he had another momentum there going through Mazanet. He wisely again backs out, but brakes a little deep. Brendan Shaw now goes into the pit lane to get off of those hards and go into a set of mediums. Bagsadell is coming around the final corner now. At this rate, he will take the position away from Rich and Sean, and does with absolute ease. So Bagsadell now moves up into 4th place, and he's got a very comfortable margin. Slammer, oh, hang on. Oh, Mighty Wombat. What's happened with Mighty Wombat? Made a mistake there. Well, he's about to be lapped by Spicy in a few moments. Kleinberg gets a fast slap as Mighty Wombat is getting out of the way. Good sportsmanship. Now he's got Plebs for company as well. He would probably want to let him by too, I'd imagine. No, he doesn't. Well, even though he's got blue flags for Plebs, doesn't really seem like he's obeying the blue flags. I mean, I get that you're in a position to battle, but like, yeah. Oh, wait, no, that was the other lap. Gosh, was it? That was probably Steely I was looking at. Sorry, not Plebs. Oh gosh, yeah, this race is gonna be a while. Steely now overtakes Slammers. So Mighty Wombat's pretty much now ahead of both Alpines. Okay, yeah, no, I just got a bit mixed up with the Alfa Romeos. I thought Plebs was right behind Spicy. No, Plebs was in the pit lane. I noticed. Yellows are out, that's for clean break, I think. At the final corner. Yeah, no, it was his teammate that he was behind. Silly me. But, it happens. Yeah, so... Yeah, Steely was just trying to... Or Mighty Wombat was trying to fight against Steely, or just trying to hold him off, at least. But yeah, that's the one thing, though, that really does bug me, though, at times. In league racing, this is something I have been noticing as of recently, where the back markers, let's say if they are being lapped by elite traffic, don't really seem to understand blue flags. I've seen this I've seen this in quite other leagues before, in other, like, 100% races, where they feel like they just don't know, they just aren't aware of certain situations and don't obey the blue flags and just like keep going even though ghosting's on. The problem with ghosting on is that it creates a big distraction. You know, like if you're, let's say, fighting for the lead or fighting for the win or something like that, but then you got this lap traffic in front of you that are ghosted, but then they decide they're not going to obey the blue flags, and let's say you're inside those cars, it can be a bit, it's really distracting. Yeah, because that's something I have been noticing quite a bit. Steely now goes into the pit lane. But yeah, it should be regardless, even if ghosting is on, if blue flags are being applied, you must obey the blue flags regardless. Yeah, because the whole thing is just so silly if you just don't obey them at all. As Bags Delnut goes back into the pits. Risen Sean now takes back fourth. And, oh, that's why. He's got a front wing damage. So he had to go back in and get a new front wing. So now he's put on the hard. So he was originally going to go medium, medium, soft. But, yeah, because of him getting damage, he now has to fall onto the hards. Still in the top 5, though. That's this only thing that he has. Now he's got to try to get those tires up to temp. Spicy, our race leader, is into the pits. Medium tires on the go for the Red Bull. Plevs and Jinbin are making the way towards the final couple of turns. Spicy is coming towards the pit lane exit now. Where will he come out? Yellow flags are out. That's for clean break in the Ferrari. It looks like Spicy will maintain the lead. He comes out in clear traffic. You'll have to get those mediums up to temp. But thankfully, since they are medium tires, they should be easier to get up to temperatures. Clean break now has a... did I just read that? A 10-second time penalty for corner cutting. What was he doing? I'm guessing he must have cut weight. I'm guessing he must have straight lined the Newville chicane. He's got now 18 seconds with the penalties. He now falls back into pits. Yep, and retires. So he's had enough. So yeah, now he becomes our 4th retirement of the race. Monaco, ladies and gentlemen. Jinbin and Plevs battling right now for second and third. Right now, it's second and third. 19 seconds clear of Ridge and Sean. They don't need to worry about him at least. Spicy, though, has lost ground. Of course, that's because he's trying to get those tires up to 10, but I think he should be good now. What Spicy just needs to do now is just get some good laps under him and then just get going. Skip Kiwi now gets himself a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings as I Love Controller now goes into the pit lane. He'll get off of those. Oh, he's getting onto medium tires. The yellows are out as Skip Kiwi is out of the race. He has crashed out at the casino square. Richard Sean's arriving to the scene. And there it is, the stricken Alpine sitting right there, dead in the middle of the road. And of course, no safety car, because the safety car in this game still broken. It's been a thing that way since F1 2021, and that problem still continues. Good to see Codemasters have not learned their lessons whatsoever. Although they haven't really provided updates for that. Although what update they have provided, there was a recent patch that they updated as Spicy Sets 1.13.0 for the fastest lap. One of them was the new Alfa Romeo that's used for this upcoming season for 2023. Of course, this is the final year of Alfa Romeo as a brand in Formula One. I think they'll go back to being Sauber, but yeah, they released the livery for that. So of course, the only thing that's missing still from it is the stake sponsorship that's on the car. As Ghost Rider gets himself a 3-second penalty. So, but the car looks good. It's red and black, of course, and it can only be used in time trial. You can't use it in the menu, not menu. You can't use it in the other modes, like Grand Prix mode, multiplayer. Ooh, there's a slide there from Jinbin. And for whatever reason, he ghosted there too. Yeah, so pretty much it's just yeah, it's just all you use for time trial. That's really about it. And I guess they also put in a new board as well for anyone that uses the new Alfa Romeo. Yeah, because in the menu screen, of course, you got the current cars in this game, the 2022 cars. Then you have the F2 cars from 21 and 22. And now you have a separate one for the 23 Alfa Romeo. I'm not sure if there will be any more liveries that will come into play for a preview for 2023, but if there is, hopefully we'll have more of it. Because honestly, that's actually a cool thing to see. I mean, yes, it's a shame that we only have it in time trial, but still, at least we get a preview of what we can expect coming up for the F1 23 game. Or whatever it will be titled, either F1 23 or EA F1 23. Yeah, of course, also, speaking of 2023, of course, right now, this week, we've been having F1 testing at Bahrain going on. Yeah, today's the final day of that. So far from what I've been seeing, little quick notes of it, from what I've gathered, it seems like Williams have actually picked up the pace a little bit. I don't think they will be like, a midfield team just quite yet, but from the way they are going in the right direction, if the direction they are going, I should say, it seems like they are somewhat going in the right direction. Like Alex Albon and Logan Sargent have put up some really good quality time in that Williams. And the Williams has also put up, I think, the third most laps so far throughout this entire session. Red Bull, they look mightily fierce in terms of the car. It looks like a really aggressive car. It looks like they've made some changes to like some of the aerodynamics. I'm keen to see how that will be. Ferrari, though, looked really quick. They've been looking really quick so far. I expect them to up their game a little bit in terms of trying to fight against Red Bull for the Constructors' Championship. Of course, last season we all know was a bit of a falter season towards the second half for the Scuderia team. Had a really strong start in their campaign, and then by the time we got to the European side of the calendar, it just all went downhill for Ferrari. But still, they got a great lineup, of course, with Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz, and of course a new team principal by the name of Frederic Vasseur. You may remember him from Alfa Romeo. He is now their team principal, of course. So I'm keen to see how he'll do for them, at least. Mercedes. The car is, of course, is now back to black. But, as my one back goes into the pit lane, there's some interesting things I've noticed about the car. It's quite bulky. Because if you looked at the car during testing, it's got like the bulkiness on the engine cover that aligns with the halo. It's a very interesting concept. I've never seen it that way, but it just makes it like more flary, look more flamboyant. I do wish the car did have a little bit more in terms of like the engine cover sponsorships. Like, I don't know, have like some, like, show more of the Mercedes stars, like what it did at F1 2020. Well, 2020 season, like when they did the black Mercedes for 2021 and 2020, or 2020 and 2021, I would have liked to see more for this car in particular. I like the black color, though, don't get me wrong. Now, in terms of competitiveness, well, the one thing I would say, though, is I feel like they'll step up their game a little bit, but I still don't think they'll be good enough to beat the likes of Red Bull or Mercedes. As Spicy sets a new fast lap with a 1:13.0. Wash Day now goes into the pit lane. Steely and Slammer are close to each other on track at the moment, battling for 8th. But yeah, it's but the performance though, from what I've noticed with the car, ooh, Steely goes sideways. It's not really the quickest car in a straight line, is it? I noticed about a couple of times in the speed trap, it would be about 3 or 4 miles an hour slower than the Ferrari, which was the quickest in the speed trap. It was even slower than the Williams. Williams was actually not far behind Ferrari. And then last night, it also suffered some reliability issues. So, hopefully they can maybe fix that. They should be okay, but yeah, I don't know about them being like the top dog again in the championship. But I will say they will up their game compared to what they did last year. Let's see. Let me think of other teams here. In terms of teams that could downgrade, AlphaTauri I definitely think could be one of them, because towards the second half of the season they had a really, really bad second half, and they didn't do anything flashy either. They finished, I think, what, 9th in the Constructors' Championship, which I was not expecting them to be anywhere near that. I was expecting them to be like 6th best, or something like that. But no, they ended up being 9th, just ahead of, ahead of Williams. Yeah, I don't know if I can say AlphaTauri will look good this season. I mean, yeah, they got a talented driver in Nick DeFries, but there's just something about the car that just is throwing me off. And no, it's not the Orland sponsorship. I get that's a bit weird. As Slammer, gets a 30-second time penalty. My Wombat now in the back of Wash Data. Oh, as Wash Data nearly loses the back end coming through the swimming pool complex. My Wombat locks up, but still behind the Haas. Heading through Anthony Nodes. Wash Data gets a better exit. He'll stay ahead of my Wombat, I think, at least for now. Yeah, stay behind. Both of them are on a fresh set of medium compound tires. This will be, this is their second set, I believe. Or at least I think this is their second set from Mighty Wombat. I think this is the first one for Watch Data. Whereas Shaw now gets himself a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Yeah, no, like with Nick DeFries, I know he's a very talented driver. He was in the Mercedes Academy for quite some time, but yeah, it was a bit of a curveball for him to go to AlphaTauri. I wasn't expecting him to go there. I was expecting Mick Schumacher last season. I think a lot of us thought of that. But yeah, no, that didn't happen. And I mean, Nick DeFries didn't have any sort of relation with the Red Bull Academy team. That's another thing I know too. I mean, to be fair, neither did Mick. Mick was only part of the Ferrari Academy. But now Mick has gone over to Mercedes as a reserve driver. Let's see. Another team that could actually go downhill, and that's just what everyone's been, some people have been saying, from what I've been hearing. McLaren do not look very good, I don't think. The car just doesn't seem very strong. I mean, yes, we have yet to go into the first race of the season, but yeah, just McLaren just do not look very strong to me. There's just something about the car that as well that just doesn't look right. I mean, yeah, they are, and of course McLaren are taking a bit of a gamble by taking in Oscar Piastri, as he's now part of the McLaren team. After all that curveball that happened last year, when Alpine said that they were signing him to a contract, and then proceeded to call Alpine's BS, and then said, "No, I'm heading to McLaren." Oof, jeez, as my Wombat nearly hits the barrier. Oh, as my Wombat had a half spin there. The exit of Rascast, he's now lost time to Watch Data. Still in the race though, at least. But yeah, no, it's just, I don't know. McLaren just do not look like a very strong team. But like I said, we have yet to get to that point of, we'll see where they are in the first half of the season, as there's been a spin. That is Bags Liddell spinning at the Nouvelle Chicane. He's now lost even more time to Richard Sean and has been lapped by Spicy. And now the yellows are out in sector 3. That's for Ghost Rider, now spinning out at the exit of the final corner. And we're on lap 47 of 78. Still got another 32 laps to go. As Watch Data now gives himself a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Cutting way too much at the swimming pool chicane. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. My Wombat trying to find anything, can't really find a way by. Just has to stay behind. Him and Watch Day are, oh, hang on, his Ghost Riders now overtaken, a bit overtaken by Olaf Controller, who is being lapped by Spicy, and of course these two Muppets are not obeying the blue flags, they are just completely ignoring them. Spicy had to go through the first car, and now the second one's proceeding not to do so. Unless he can just get out of the way here at the main straight. Ghost Rider gets himself a 3-second penalty, and there goes Spicy. Ghost Rider goes into the pits, get a new front wing, and a new set of tires, medium tires to be exact. Yeah, but the one team I also would love to see step up, though, they're Mark Haas. Last season they had a good start, but like every Haas season, when they were looking like a midfield team, they proceeded to go downhill a little bit. They finished, I believe, what, 7th in the Constructors' Championship? Or 8th in the Constructors' Championship? Just behind Aston Martin. They have a new driver now in Nico Hülkenberg, making his return after staying out for 2 years as a full-timer, because it was a reserve driver for Racing Point slash Aston Martin. Last year he did at least race in these cars, in the Aston Martin, did for the first 2 races when Sebastian Vettel was recovering from COVID-19. Yeah, of course, Hülkenberg has yet to get a podium in his career in Formula One. Hopefully at some point he'll be able to do so. Hopefully. But K-Mag, though, looking like he'll be trying to make... Oh, as Mighty Wombat again has a massive tank slapper at the exit of the Rascas. We'll have DRS, but of course the same song and dance, not close enough to do anything. Let me think here. Yeah, no, K-Mag though, yeah, looking like he'll try to get more of a leadership role in Haas. Of course, he's the most experienced on the team. He was on the team from 2017 to 2020, paired up with Roman Grosjean. So obviously he knows Gunther well, obviously he knows the team well. Of course, came in late after Haas cut Nikita Mazepin in the Uralkali sponsorship last year, thanks to the Russia-Ukraine invasion. But yeah, no, with Haas, they look really decent too. And I will say the car looks really cool on board. The MoneyGram sponsor actually works really, really well with the car. The black and white car looks absolutely superb. I hope they get some good results with that thing. That car looks cool indeed. Let's see. Alpine, they look like they're going to be strong, very strong as a matter of fact. Of course, they got a new driver pairing with Esteban Ocon still on the team. But now they've added another French driver in Pierre Gasly, moving over from AlphaTauri. Yep, sorry there. Yeah, no, Pierre Gasly moving over from AlphaTauri to Alpine. Yeah, last year they were 4th in the Constructors' Championship. Battled with McLaren, of course. But thanks to them getting some good results, thanks to Alonso and Ocon. We'll have to wait and see how they do. Maybe they'll be more in the line to try to compete for podiums. I honestly would be keen to see that, for sure. Alpine, of course, have had, over the last couple of years, have gotten 3 podiums. They did twice in 2020, back when they were Renault. When Ricciardo got 3rd. No, actually, no. Hold on, thought. No, it was 4. Ricciardo got 2 at Nürburgring and Imola in 2020. Ocon got his at Sakir Grand Prix. And then in 2021 was when Esteban Ocon won his very first race at Hungary. Now, what a wild, chaotic race that was. And then you can thank also Fernando for defending like an absolute legend over Lewis Hamilton in that race. Although the one thing I will say about Alpine is that yes, they look like a strong team. Yes, they look like they could fight for some podiums. The way they presented the car was just not very great, if I'm totally honest. I just remember them doing like so many freaking ad breaks for the A110, the new A110. Alright. Well, yeah, Alonso, speaking of him. At Aston Martin, he looks really quick in that car. Aston Martin have been saying that they look like they might have a more competitive car this season, especially with the likes of Alonso. I'd be keen to see how that goes. If they say that, because I think, if I remember correctly, they did some upgrades with the wind tunnel. Yeah, now Alonso still has it in him, I feel like. Even at, what is he now, 42 years old? Yeah, 42 years old. Yeah, he still looks quick. He's been looking quick in testing. Even though Lance Stroll has yet to get any sort of reps in that car, the new car, during testing. The reason he hasn't is because he has broken wrists, apparently, because of a bicycling accident he had. So there might be a good chance that Lance Stroll might not be participating for a little bit. And instead has been Felipe Drugovich that's been doing the testing in his car. On the first day, they encountered electrical problems. But then after that, they seemed like they got themselves under control. Excuse me. Lap 54.78. I've been rambling about for so long that I've actually lost track on the lap counter. I've only been focused on Wash Day and Monty Wombat because that's literally the closest battle we've got on track. Well, and then Steely and Slammer, but yeah, Slammer's got himself a penalty. And so does Wash Day, so yeah, Monty Wombat can still get the position if he doesn't do anything wrong. Oh, that's what happened to Prezza. Yeah, so apparently Prezza had some pedal issue. That's what happened. I guess maybe he didn't have damage. Anyway. Alright, well, 22 laps left. Yeah, it's funny is I keep saying, like, twos after twos. Like I said, first half of the race, I said it was 62 laps to go, then it was 42 laps to go. But yeah, I've just been rambling about so much that I've just been losing track of the lap counter in some ways. Yeah, we're on lap 55 of 78. I guess the one positive is at least that we don't have a safety car thanks to this game being so brilliant that they decided not to have any safety cars for whatever reason when there's cars parked on the middle of the road. But yeah. At least the good thing is that the race will go a little bit more quickly. Yeah, I think we've been... I started the stream about... What was it? About maybe 2.5 hours ago? I don't even know. No, hour and a half ago. 2.5 hours ago. If it was 2.5 hours ago, that'd be a hell of a long time. Nah, I think after the... I think we've got at least a little while to go. Spicy, meanwhile, still maintaining the lead. He's about 7.5 seconds between himself and Plebs. Hasn't really put one foot wrong so far. He also doesn't have a penalty either, to his credit. Unfortunately, the rivals that he was fighting with do have time penalties. If I can get the penalties up. And 3 seconds for the top, from second down to fifth. Wash Day has 6 seconds, Slammers has 6, and Ghost Rider has 8. And Sean now goes back into the pit lane. He'll put on a set of medium compound tires. Bolts it onto the car. Will not lose any track position thanks to Bags Liddell being so far behind. Oh dear, oh dear. How's everyone else I have not mentioned yet in the testing? In terms of a little prediction. Oh yeah, Alfa Romeo. I haven't mentioned both of them yet. How will they be now that they don't have Fred Vasseur anymore? Still got Bottas and Zhou. Zhou was actually quickest, if I remember from last night, in testing in the night session. He has like the quickest overall time. Well, at least for now. I don't know if that will change. That probably will change today's session, but he looked very good. Afterwards, I don't know if Valtteri's got any runs. I don't think he has got any. Did he have any runs? I don't remember, to be honest. But if I have any predictions of where they could be, I feel like they'll be more of a midfield team. Bottas did deliver that team up a little bit there because we all know that Valtteri's still a capable driver. Very good driver. He seems like he's more living the life as well, with that mullet as well. With that mullet too. Kind of living like a true Aussie from the way it seems. There's Mighty Wombats and Wash Day. Looks like overtaking, I think, all of Controller. Well, of course he is lapped. I guess that's pretty much it. So teams I've mentioned. Don't think there's any other teams for me to go over. For whatever reason, my Wombat and Wash did. As Wombat hits the wall. Well, I was saying that Wombat was inside the Haas for whatever reason. Out of curiosity, what's been the gap between the leader? How many cars has he lapped? I think Spicy has left literally almost the entire field apart from the top 3. Or actually 4. I don't think he's lapped Sean yet, Reg and Sean, but I think he will soon. So yeah, pretty much ACW's prediction will definitely come true. Oh, well that's not going to help my Wombat now. He's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Fortunately for him, though, is that the car in front of him has 6 seconds worth of penalties. Oh. Here I am just rambling all over the place by myself. Just trying to keep sanity. Well, unless you're the drivers, then I think you'd probably be in a different story. Lane area down, and 10th has now got a 3-second time penalty. At least the top 12 will score points. If they can stay on the road, that is. Yeah, it would have been top 15 score points, but 13th down to 15th is not going to be classified. Most impressive wouldn't be classified anyway since they retired first. Now Lane goes into the pit lane. Alright Lane, what are you going to be doing? I'm assuming you're going to a set of mediums. Yep. Medium tires bolted to the car, and away goes the Williams. Yellows are out, that's for Ghost Rider, who has spun to the Neuville chicane. But he gets going again. Jinbin and Plebs are only close to one, are still somewhat close. 1.4, 1.2 seconds separating between Plebs and Jinbin. Making their way towards the Neuville chicane. And not quite close enough to do a damn thing. Steely and Slammers, they're close to one another. Not close enough for Steely to do anything there through turn 1. Through Saint-Devat, up by Rivage, and then through Mazanet, and then Casino Square. The only genuine retirements we've had has been Prezzo, who crashed out on lap 1, thanks to him crashing at Casino Square, because apparently he had a pedal issue. I thought initially he had damage, but apparently that wasn't the case, according to him. Yeah, I just saw that too when he said in the Discord chat. I just didn't see it. Most, Racer, and Clean Break, I think we're just retired as the pits. Kippa Kiwi, I know, crashed at Casino Square as well. Oh, Jinbit's now. Well, actually, he was initially under a second at one point. I'm probably gonna have to guess that Spicy will have to go in for another stop, won't he? What about Plebs and Jinbin? Can they make it on those tires? They've done 30 laps on these tires. They've got to do another. They got to do another 16 or so laps. This. Oh, it just goes on and on and on. Well, no, 17 laps. Whatever the case is. 7/10 is the gap between Jinbin and Plebs. Jinbin was battling with Spicy at the first half of the stint of the race, but then a critical mistake he made in Neuville chicane. Yellows are out. Speaking of which, that is Steely that has made a mistake, this time at the Neuville chicane. I was going to mention that's what Jinbin also made his mistake. He was battling Spicy, he was right behind him, and then I guess he must have like outbroke himself, and rather than getting the penalty, he gave up the position to Plebs. At least that's what I think what happened. And yeah, lost time and then lost obviously that position. And that's why right now he's stuck behind Plebs. Yeah, we saw Lane do about 34 laps, 33 laps, I think, on those mediums. Yeah, I think Spicy will go in at... I'm guessing he's going to have one more, like I said, I think he's going to have one more stop. And when he does, he'll probably bolt on a set of soft tires. Molly Wombat overtaking Wash Data. I'm guessing he must have made a mistake going through Anthony Notes. And as a result, Mighty Wombat now creeps up into 6th place. Nice little recovery from him after what happened to him on the first lap, getting damage. He's made two pit stops, and he's in a position to score at least 6th place from the way it's looking. So fair credit to Mighty Wombat for what he's doing. Jinbin now goes into the pits on 32 lap old hards. He's had enough of them. So what is he going to go on to this time? Soft tires on the go for the McLaren, and away he leaves. Plaz also has lost about a few tenths to Spicy as well. So yeah, look at the gap between 3rd to 4th. 1 minute, 0.1 seconds. That's how big the gap is. Just insanity. Jinbin right now is coming through Casino Square. Riz's shot is going through. Oh, gee whiz. That was Lane losing the back end. And that was Bags Liddell there, ghosted, I believe. Yeah, getting lapped by Jinbin. Alright. Spicy stays for another lap. Plebs also stays out for another lap. 13 laps to go. Plebs has done 34 laps on those tires. And Spicy's done 31 laps on the mediums. Bags Liddell is in 5th place, has done 30 laps on the hard tire, sorry. Slammers and Steely has done 31 laps on the mediums. Yellows are out in Sector 2. That's for Ghost Rider again. This time at the Nouvelle Chicane. He must have outbroke himself. Or either that or he just did a half spin and stopped it before it hit the barrier. Steely about to be lapped. Nice sportsmanship to get out of the way. Obeying the blue flags, doing what you're supposed to do when you're lapped. Just let the lead car through. Even if ghosting's on, you gotta respect the blues. Spicy stays out for another lap. Fair enough. What about Plebs? Does he come in? Nope. I wonder if maybe Jinbin may have made a slight error. Oof. Definitely see he's pushing hard. He literally lost the back end there going through the swimming pool chicane. I imagine though he'll set a fastest lap here when he crosses the start finish line. Well, what do you know he does? He sets a 1:11.559 for a new fastest lap. Wow, that's totally unexpected there now, wasn't it? But yeah, he didn't get damage or anything. He just did a pit stop and that was it. The plus pits now. Jinbin with, let's see. He's got a 13.8 second margin. Oh, it could be close, I reckon. If let's say Plebs were to pit now. But I think Jinbin would have the slight advantage. And right now he's not pitting. Plebs, actually no. Well, Spicy's not pitting. Plebs is still not pitting. He's still staying out for another lap. He's gone 36 laps on those things. Slammer now goes into the pits. He'll go on to a set of soft tires. He'll carry those to the end of the race. We've got 11 more laps to go. Spicy has led every single lap so far. As Jinbin sets another fast lap, being it by 7 thousandths. Yeah, Spicy is he's been just on cruise control. Wash Data goes in. He's had enough of those tires, I guess. He went 25 laps on those mediums. As Did I just see the front right mechanic carry a wheel rim? That's what it looked like to me. Did anyone else see that, or was that just me? It looked like the front right, like the front right tire carrier, instead of the tire, he was carrying a wheel rim. That's a new one. But yeah, also another thing I've that has been a thing since this new patch came out. There's a little glitch now, I guess, where the pit crews for all the teams are on their pit stalls in an A pose. Yeah, I don't know what that's about, but yeah, it's a bit silly. Meanwhile, my Wombat's got lane everyone behind. I don't think he should be too much of a threat, even though he's lap, of course, but yeah, he'll be fine. Alright. We've seen drivers pit later, we've seen drivers pit earlier than what they should be on their stints. What about Spicy? What does he do here in this situation? He's done 34 laps on these tires. Does he go into the pits? Let's see. Nope. Stays up for another lap. Plevs stays out as well. Doesn't bother going into the pit lane. Bags Liddell now gets another 3-second time penalty. That's now added on as 6 seconds. Alright. 9 more laps to go of this race. To think that we started this race nearly 2 hours ago. That's how long it's been, nearly 2 hours. The short quali session for 18 minutes. And then we've been having this race. No safety car interruptions whatsoever. Watch Data gets himself the fastest lap with a 111.429. Down in 7th place. Spicy stays out for another lap. He will continue to carry on. He's going to go lap Ghost Rider again. But Ghost Rider's not really obeying blue flags, even though they are being waved and being signaled by the marshals. Well, hopefully it won't be too much of a distraction, I guess. Jinbin right now has a 4.8 second gap. The gap has been shrinking by about nearly a second a lap for him since his pit stop. Trying to close back up on Plebs. I guess right now is just waiting on what happens with Spicy and Plebs' tires. Spicy's been on those tires for 36 laps. How have they been looking? From what I can tell, they look okay. They do obviously look worn, I will obviously admit. He will stay out for another lap. Yeah, so at this rate, he's going to do over 40 laps on those tires, if he does proceed to carry on. If he does, that'll be impressive. I mean, I don't know what the tire life is, unfortunately, with this sort of circuit. Well, in this game particularly. Jinbin sets a new fast lap with a 111.3. It's now 2 seconds. He's closed up actually by 2 seconds on that lap to Plevs. And they're both at 3-second time penalties, so it will be a genuine fight for position when he gets to him. Yeah, like before, he needs to get by him quickly. Plebs will be under some pressure from the McLaren behind him. through the tunnel, and look at that now. It's under a second. Gap is now under a second, separating Plebs and Jinbin. 7-lap old softs compared to 40-lap old mediums, old hards. And he will have DRS down the main straightaway. I imagine he'll try to get that move done quickly. Back onto the main straight. Won't happen on this occasion. He's not close enough. My one bet I am noticing also is closing in on Bags Liddell. The gap right now between those two Aston Martins are 1.4 seconds. Through Casino Square, up towards it. Mirabeau. Plebs covers. Whoa, that was a bit tight. Hanging through Lowe's hairpin. Up towards now Mirabeau 2. And then it's a Portier. Will the McLaren send it at the Nouvelle chicane? Plebs gets a nice exit. That should be enough to cover the McLaren. Yep, he does. Not close enough for that McLaren to... Oh, but Jinbin shoots himself in the foot. Gets himself another 3-second time penalty for cutting way too much at the Nouvelle chicane. And that goes his hopes of getting second place. And meanwhile, they got Ghost Car of Ghost Rider to deal with. Gets by at least. Yeah, Spicy's just been absolutely cruise control. And lapping pretty much almost the entire field, I think, apart from the top 3, of course. Jinbin all over Plebs, looking. Oh, jeez, he thought about it to Lowe's hairpin. He's not close enough. Through Portier, or through Mirabeau 2. Now it's a Portier. Plebs doesn't have battery. Jinbin, though, does have a little bit. Here he comes. He's looking to the inside of the Nouvelle chicane. Contact. Plebs have to cut the chicane. Jinbin, can he squeeze through? He does. He's now up into second place. Now he needs to get a 3-second margin to Plebs. And he has to do it fast. He'll have the grip advantage, of course. And Plebs will not get DRS. Spicy has just begun lap 75. 4 laps to go. Gap right now between himself and Jinbin is 6.7 seconds. I don't know if there'll be enough time for Jinbin to close up. What he has to hope for is that Red Bull to get a puncture or something happen to him. And look at the state of those tires. Looking a bit grimy, I'd say. You see the line there showing the wearness of the tire. We'll definitely keep our eye on the leader, for sure. Meanwhile, the two Aston Martins, they, like I mentioned, are close. Sorry. I had a sniffle there for a brief moment. Hey, around Mirabeau 2 up towards Portier. Gap right now is 6/10 between the two Aston Martins. It's 5.7 seconds between Spicy and Jinbin as we begin lap 76 of 78. 3 laps to go. Ugh. What has been a bit of a long race, but expected, of course, because this is an endurance championship, and of course, this is Monaco. Blue flag being shown there for off controller because Jinbin needs to lap or get by him, and it doesn't seem like he is taking any oblige to the blue flags. Yep. Of course. And Plebs and Jinbin are now separated by 3 seconds, so he's got the gap now to at least hang on. 4.4 seconds. 2 more laps to go for Spicy. He has led from lap 1. He now begins the penultimate lap. Yellow flags. Oh, Jinbin, he's lost it. He's lost control at the final corner. He's now dropped down by 3 seconds. Wait a minute, is he out of fuel? Is he out of fuel? He's out of fuel! He is out of fuel! He's got no fuel whatsoever in that McLaren. He didn't lose it, he just ran out of fuel with 2 laps to go. So Plebs now takes back second. Spicy and Plebs, they definitely have enough fuel to get to the end. Jinbin has run out of fuel. Oh, that is so unfortunate. He definitely wasn't in a position to get third. He will have enough of a gap, I'm sure, to get to at least stay ahead of Riz and Sean, I think. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. Unless something does happen. But yeah, he's not getting second, that's for sure. Spicy will begin the final lap of the race. Beginning lap 78 of 78. One more tour, one more 3.3 kilometers of this racetrack. Heading through Mazenay, through Casino Square. Yeah, the tires, they are still inflated, at least for the McLaren, for the Red Bull. Sorry. Heading through Mirabeau up towards Lowe's Hairpin. And then into Mirabeau 2, and then into Portier. Kip Kiwi now has left the session. Didn't even realize he was still here. Alright. Up to the Nouvelle chicane comes Spicy. Dabbing on the brakes. Down to second. Don't want to do anything fancy here. Just get the car to the finish. Through the swimming pool complex. 43 seconds separated between Jinbin and Riz and Sean. Spicy come around the final corner, and what has been a well-controlled, well-demanding drive from Spicy. He'll take the flag, and he wins the Monaco Grand Prix. And he led every single lap of this race. Did not look back whatsoever. Plebs will take second. Riz and Sean, he's just too far away, so Jinbin will definitely hang on to third as lap traffic now proceeds to go by. Thanks to him running out of fuel. But heartbreak there for the McLaren. Could have been second. Ran out of fuel though with 2 laps to go. Wombat was going slow across the line for some reason. Oh, probably because he didn't want to continue on, I guess. Well, there you go. Jinbin finishes third. So the top 4 finished on the lead lap. Everyone else was lapped. Riz Shaw will take 4th place. And there we are. That concludes the Monaco Grand Prix. Started the stream 2 hours ago, and we now finally have finished. Watch data given driver of the day. Of course, starting from last, finishing in the top 10. Kept out of trouble, at least to his credit. Now onto the podium. It is victory for Spicy here in Monaco. Single lap of this race. Did not even look back. This will also be back-to-back victories for Spicy. Back-to-back podiums Actually, I should say back-to-back-to-back-to-back podiums for plebs. Jinbin, though, will claim another third. And there you are. There are the unofficial results for the Monaco Grand Prix. Spicy claiming the win. Plebs second. Jinbin will get third and will claim fastest lap, followed by Virgin Sean. Then it's Bags Liddell, Mighty Wombat, Wash Data, Steely. Yeah, 11 places by Wash Data, not bad. Steely, Slammer, Lane Everingham, I Love Controller. Ghost Rider claims the classified finals point scoring finishing. Outside of that, we got Kitbuck Kiwi, Clean Break Racer, Most, and Prezzo. Rounds it all off. Oh. Holy moly. It was long. We got through it, at least. Give yourself a round of applause for the drivers that at least did make it. It's not easy to make it through that race at all. Not at all. Monaco is a tough SOB. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed it as much as they could. I did my best to at least keep it entertaining. Even if I did have to ramble out some random BS, but it's whatever. That's part of commentary, isn't it? Well, yeah, no. Good job for Spicy, though. Like I said, not easy to get a result like that at Monaco. But he did it. Got pole. Led every single lap. Led all 78 laps. Did not even have a foot wrong. Yeah, Plebs did the best he could. Just unfortunately, just didn't have the pace compared to Spicy. And then Jinbin, of course, what could have been second, ran out of fuel with 2 laps to go. But yeah, I think with that, it's time to wrap it all up here in Monaco. After Monaco. So, I have been KD1997. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you again for round 5 of the championship at Suzuka International Racing Course for the Japanese Grand Prix. I don't know if I'll be commentating again or if Gares will be back. Hopefully we'll see what happens. Hopefully we will have a stream. Maybe hopefully I'll race. But until then, take care everybody. And thank you for everyone that did watch through the 2 hours of the stream. Best I could to provide the entertainment, but like I said, we got through it. That's all that matters. Anyway, take care everybody. Have a good night.